You ever pause to consider what you'd actually do if your heart started to fail and you were completely alone? No one around, no doctor, no phone, just you, a racing heart, and fear tightening its grip with every second. It sounds like a nightmare, but for thousands every year, this terrifying scenario is reality. And here's the truth, in a heart attack, every minute matters. Delay can be deadly, but don't panic. This video could give you the edge that may save your life or someone you love. Today, I'm walking you through 7 crucial, no-nonsense actions to take if a heart attack strikes and you're alone. No fancy gadgets, no white coat needed, just awareness, calm thinking, and smart decisions. Some might surprise you, but the final tips are the ones most people miss, yet they could be your lifeline when it matters most. Before we dive in, tell me, where are you watching from today? Drop your city or country in the comments. I love seeing how far this message reaches. If this content helps, hit that like button. It helps this reach someone who needs it in a critical moment. And if you're not yet subscribed, go ahead and click that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I share real-world, life-saving health insights every week because your health deserves knowledge, not guesswork. Now, I'm Dr. Anya Sharma, and this is one of the most important videos I've ever shared. Let's start with the first and most powerful step you must take. Recognize the early signs before it's too late. The most powerful tool you have, even before reaching for your phone or aspirin, is awareness. Because a heart attack doesn't always scream, sometimes it whispers. Hollywood shows dramatic scenes, clutching the chest, gasping, collapsing. But in real life, a heart attack can start quietly, mildly, even deceptively. That's what makes it so dangerous. Some people feel a strange discomfort in the chest, not a stabbing pain, but more like a crushing weight, a slow tightening band pressing across the chest. It may come in waves, pulling you into thinking it's nothing. But if it lingers or returns, don't ignore it. Others feel pain in surprising places, down the left arm, across the shoulder, up into the jaw, or even between the shoulder blades, like someone placed a heavy book on your back. Women and older adults might not feel chest pain at all. Instead, they feel upper abdominal pain, dizziness, nausea, or even just crushing fatigue. You might just feel off, not yourself, breathless. And your gut says, something's wrong. Listen to that voice. Let me share a story. Richard, a 74-year-old retired electrician, was having his usual morning coffee when he felt a subtle tightness under his collarbone. Nothing dramatic, just odd. Then he noticed his hands were sweaty and his breathing was shallower. He could have ignored it, but Richard had read the signs before. He acted, and that decision may have saved his life. The body whispers before it screams. So, here's your takeaway. If you ever feel persistent chest pressure, unexplained shortness of breath, jaw or shoulder pain, or sudden fatigue that doesn't make sense, stop everything. Don't try to power through it. Don't assume it's indigestion or stress. Act like your life depends on it, because it does. Especially if you have risk factors like high blood pressure, diabetes, smoking history, or a family history of heart problems, your awareness must be sharp. Your best defense, recognizing the storm before it hits. If this is resonating with you so far, drop a 1 in the comments to let me know you're still here and learning. It helps me know that these life-saving details are reaching people who need them. Now that we know the warning signs, let's move into the next life-saving action you need to take the moment you suspect something's wrong. Step 2. Call for help immediately. Don't wait. Don't hesitate once those early signs hit. Even if they're subtle, you must take immediate action. Do not wait. Do not second guess. And whatever you do, don't try to be a hero. Your very next move, call emergency services. Whether it's 911 or your country's local emergency number, make that call right away. Don't call your spouse. Don't message your friend. And please, don't try to drive yourself to the hospital. Because here's the truth, when blood flow to your heart is blocked, every second counts. The longer you wait, the more heart muscle dies. And some of that damage can never be reversed. Calling an ambulance isn't just about getting a ride to the hospital, it's about bringing medical support to you right where you are. Paramedics don't just show up and transport you. They arrive with oxygen, life-saving medication, and the ability to start treatment immediately. They can alert the hospital while en route, so the cardiac team is waiting when you arrive. Let me tell you about Linda. She's 78 and lives alone. One evening, she felt a dull ache in her shoulder, then nausea. Her first instinct was to call her daughter. But then she remembered something a nurse told her: call 911 first, call family after. That decision saved her life. By the time the paramedics reached her chest had tightened. Her breathing was shallow, but they were able to stabilize her on the spot. She later told me, if I'd waited another 5 minutes, I might not have made it. Now, hear me clearly, you don't need 100% certainty to justify calling for help. The dispatcher on the other end is trained to assess unclear situations. They would rather come to a false alarm than arrive too late. If your hands are shaking, if you're too dizzy to speak, or if you leave alone and don't think you can explain everything, don't worry. Most smartphones today have emergency features that work even when the screen is locked. Take a moment today after this video to learn how to activate emergency calls on your phone. It could save your life. Also, post a written emergency contact list somewhere paramedics can easily find it: your fridge, your front door, your nightstand. List your medications, allergies, and conditions like diabetes, heart disease, or hypertension. Preparation like this isn't fear, it's wisdom. So, please hear me. Calling for help isn't weakness, it's courage. It's choosing life over fear. And it just might be the moment that makes everything else possible. Still with me? If you're following this and feeling more empowered, drop a 2 in the comments. You're not just listening, you're preparing. And that preparation could save your life or someone you love. Now, let's move into the next critical step, the one that buys you time before help arrives, the Aspirin Protocol, and how chewing one tablet could reduce damage to your heart. Step 3. Chew an aspirin. It could save your heart muscle. Now that help is on the way, your next most powerful action is surprisingly simple: chew a plain aspirin tablet. Yes, chew, not swallow. And here's why that matters. Most heart attacks are caused by a clot blocking blood flow to your heart. Aspirin doesn't dissolve the clot, but it can slow it down. It prevents platelets in your blood from sticking together and making the clot worse. But here's the key: chewing gets the aspirin into your bloodstream faster than swallowing. It bypasses the digestive delay, and that means faster relief for your struggling heart. Ideally, you want one regular strength 325 mg non-coated aspirin, not enteric-coated, not time-release, and definitely not a combination pill. If you're unsure what kind you have, take it anyway. Even a coated aspirin is better than nothing in an emergency. Let me introduce you to Joe, a 72-year-old retired teacher. He felt chest pressure radiating to his jaw one morning. Instead of ignoring it, he remembered advice from a heart health class: call 911, chew an aspirin, sit still. He reached for the aspirin he'd kept in his kitchen drawer for years, chewed it slowly, and sat down. His cardiologist later told him that one move likely reduced the damage to your heart. You acted fast, and your heart had a fighting chance. Now, I want you to think about this. Do you have aspirin in a place you can reach within 10 seconds? If not, please, after this video, store it somewhere accessible: your nightstand, your wallet, your glove compartment, even your bathroom cabinet. And if you take regular medication, ask your doctor if aspirin is safe for you in an emergency. Some people with ulcers or blood clotting disorders may be told to avoid it. But for most adults, one tablet during the onset of a heart attack is one of the most powerful tools you can use alone. Also, tell your loved ones where you keep your aspirin. Let them know that if you ever feel tightness, shortness of breath, or pressure, you chew first, then wait. This isn't a health hack, it's emergency medicine in your own hands. If this tip just gave you something new and potentially life-saving, drop a 3 in the comments. Let's keep this knowledge circulating. You never know who might read your comment and remember it when it counts. Next up is one of the most overlooked actions after calling for help and taking aspirin: stopping all movement and protecting your heart with stillness. Step 4. Stop moving. Protect your heart by staying still. You've recognized the signs. You've called for help. You've chewed the aspirin. Now you need to do something that goes against human instinct: stop everything. Do not move unless absolutely necessary. Why is this so important? Because during a heart attack, your heart is already under immense stress. Even minor movement, walking across the room, unlocking the door, pacing in panic, can increase your oxygen demand and worsen the damage. Instead, you want to reduce your heart's workload to the bare minimum. Here's how. Sit upright with your back supported and feet flat on the floor. If you can't sit, lie down gently, but not flat on your back. Rest on your left side with your head slightly elevated using a pillow or rolled up towel. Do not cross your legs, hunch over, or twist. These positions restrict blood flow. Keep your arms relaxed at your sides or resting on your lap. Tension in the arms or shoulders can affect circulation and strain the chest. Let me tell you about Alice, an 81-year-old grandmother from Michigan. One morning while making breakfast, she felt a sharp pressure behind her sternum. Sweat beaded on her forehead, and a wave of dizziness hit. Her first instinct, finish cooking, wipe the counters, get dressed. But she stopped herself. She remembered what her doctor once told her: if you feel heart symptoms, do not finish what you're doing. Sit, breathe, wait. That stillness could save your life. She dropped everything and sat in her favorite recliner with a pillow behind her back. That stillness, combined with calling 911 and chewing an aspirin, likely prevented her heart from going into full arrest. So, I ask you, where would you go in your house right now if this happened to you? Do you have a safe, clutter-free place where you can sit or lie down quickly? After this video, take 60 seconds to identify 1 or 2 spots in your home that are calm, close to where you spend your time, easy to access in a moment of panic. Because during a crisis, every extra step, every second of overexertion can tip the scale between recovery and collapse. Still with me? If this advice is giving you practical tools and real clarity, drop a 4 in the comments to show you're still learning and still preparing. Coming up next is a small but strategic action that shaves minutes off your rescue time, unlocking your door before paramedics arrive. This step sounds simple, almost too simple to matter. But in a heart attack, it can be life-saving. You've called emergency services. You've chewed the aspirin. You've stopped moving and found a safe place to sit or lie down. Now, if you're still physically able, there's one more critical thing you should do: unlock your door. Why? Because every second counts. When paramedics arrive, they need to get to you immediately, not wait outside, knock, call out, or break in. A locked door can delay treatment by crucial minutes. And in some cases, those are minutes your heart simply doesn't have. Let me share a real story. Paul, a 76-year-old retired postman, began feeling pressure in his chest while watching TV. He followed all the right steps. He called 911, chewed his aspirin, and sat still. Then he remembered what his doctor once told him: if you live alone and you feel the symptoms, unlock your front door. Even if it's just 1 more minute you save, it matters. So Paul got up carefully, unlocked his door, and returned to his chair. When EMTs arrived, they walked right in. No delays, no damage, no lost time. Later, the lead paramedic told him, that small move may have saved your life. But what if you can't get up safely? Then don't risk it. Communicate your location to the dispatcher clearly. Say what room you're in, which floor, what kind of entry you have, apartment buzzer, gate code, etc. If you're watching this and you know you're at higher risk or live alone, prepare now. Leave a spare key with a trusted neighbor. Use a lockbox with a code outside your home. Invest in a smart lock that you can control from your phone or grant temporary emergency access. These are low-cost actions that can make the difference between first responders walking in calmly and breaking through the door too late. And here's one more pro tip. Tape a clear list of your medications, allergies, and medical conditions on the wall by your front door or refrigerator. Paramedics know to look there, and that information saves precious time. So, let me ask you right now, can emergency help get to you without barriers? If the answer isn't a confident yes, take steps today to fix that. If this step opened your eyes to something you hadn't considered before, drop a 5 in the comments right now. Because the next step we are going into is the one most people skip, but it turns your smartphone into a lifeline instead of a liability. Your phone isn't just for making calls or scrolling. In a heart attack, it becomes a survival tool, but only if you know how to use it wisely in those critical moments. There are 2 features that could save your life: speakerphone and your medical ID. Let's start with speakerphone. The moment you call emergency services, put the call on speaker. Why? Because holding a phone up to your ear requires strength, arm tension, and coordination, all of which are at risk when your body is under cardiac stress. Speakerphone allows you to stay still and preserve energy. Lie down or sit comfortably. Use both hands to support yourself. Keep communicating even if you get weaker. It also allows the dispatcher to hear important background cues. How labored your breathing is, if you suddenly go silent, if you collapse or drop the phone. Those subtle sounds can help them guide the paramedics before they even reach you. Next, let's talk about medical ID. Whether you use an iPhone or Android, you can store emergency medical information that's accessible from your lock screen. No password needed. This feature lets you list medical conditions like heart disease, asthma, or diabetes, medications like blood thinners or beta blockers, allergies such as penicillin or latex, emergency contacts, your blood type. Take Susan, a 79-year-old woman with a severe penicillin allergy. She collapsed from a heart event but had medical ID activated. The paramedics saw her allergy and avoided giving her a drug that could have made things worse. They also called her daughter immediately. That feature, set up weeks earlier, may have saved her life. So, here's what to do right after this video. Go into your health app, iPhone, or settings, safety and emergency, Android. Fill in your medical ID completely. Enable show when locked or a similar setting. Test it to make sure it's accessible from your lock screen. It takes under 5 minutes but gives emergency responders everything they need when seconds matter. And here's one more bonus. In some phones, you can even add a shortcut to call emergency services without unlocking your phone. Know how yours works? Practice it once. It's better to be ready than regret not knowing how to use it. If this step was new to you or reminded you to take action, drop a 6 in the comments right now. We've covered how to recognize the signs, call for help, chew aspirin, stay still, unlock your door, and now use your smartphone effectively. But in those final moments when fear sets in and adrenaline takes over, there's one last action that could keep you grounded. Step 7 might be the most calming and life-saving move yet. Let's finish strong. Ready? Step 7. Control your breathing, even when everything feels out of control. This step may sound too simple to matter, but in the middle of a heart attack, it could be the difference between staying conscious and slipping into shock. When your chest tightens, your heartbeat races, and fear starts to overwhelm you, the body naturally triggers a fight-or-flight response. Adrenaline floods your system. Your blood pressure spikes. Your breathing becomes shallow and fast, and that only puts more strain on your already struggling heart. But here's the good news. You have one tool left that no one can take from you, your breath. By learning to control it, even in chaos, you activate your parasympathetic nervous system, the part of your body designed to calm you down. And calming your system helps your heart stabilize, improves oxygen flow, and keeps your mind from panicking. Here's a simple breathing technique you can use. Inhale slowly through your nose for 4 seconds. Let your belly, not your chest, rise gently. Hold that breath for 2 seconds, just a brief pause. Exhale slowly through your mouth for 6 seconds. Let the tension go with the air. Then repeat again and again. If you're lying or sitting still, focus your mind fully on this rhythm. 4 in, 2 hold, 6 out. That's it. Even if your heart is struggling, this technique sends a signal to your body. I'm okay. I'm still here. I can handle this. Let me share Frank's story. He's 83, a retired carpenter. And one morning he felt sharp pressure in his chest followed by dizziness and nausea. Panic hit immediately. But instead of letting fear win, he sat down, placed his hands on his knees, and started breathing. 4 in, 6 out, just like his doctor had taught him. By the time paramedics arrived, he was stable and alert. His cardiologist later told him that keeping his nervous system calm may have prevented full cardiac arrest. Frank said, "It was the only thing I could control in that moment, and it made all the difference." Now, don't wait for a crisis to try this. Practice this breathing daily during stress, before bed, or even while watching TV. Train your body to default to it. Because in a moment of panic, what's practice becomes instinct. Let's recap the 7 emergency steps that could save your life if you're having a heart attack while alone. Recognize the warning signs early. Call emergency services immediately. Don't delay. Chew an aspirin, 325 mgs, uncoated. If possible, stay physically still, reduce your heart's workload. Unlock your door so responders can get to you quickly. Use your smartphone, speakerphone and medical ID can do more than you think. Control your breathing, slow, calm, focused. Now, I want to hear from you. Which step surprised you the most? Was it the power of breathing, the medical ID, or recognizing the early symptoms? Drop your answer in the comments. You might help someone else prepare just by sharing. And if this video helped you, please give it a like. Share it with someone you care about. And don't forget to subscribe for more life-saving health tips. Because here, we believe that knowledge isn't just power, it's protection. Stay alert, stay prepared, and most of all, stay alive. I'll see you in the next one. I'm Dr. Anya Sharma.